Let me start with something bold. Every senior I've spoken with who finally decluttered this one thing said the same words afterward: "I wish I had done it years ago." Not because their homes suddenly looked perfect, but because they felt lighter, calmer, and freer in ways they never thought possible. This one type of clutter is not what most people think of. It's not the messy garage, not the kitchen counters, not even the closets stuffed with clothes. It's something far more personal and far more powerful. Stay with me until the very end, because once you discover this, you'll understand why so many seniors never looked back once they let it go. Let me introduce you to Doris. She's 71, a retired librarian, and someone who always prided herself on being organized at work. Books in order, shelves neatly labeled, everything in its place. But at home, it was different. Over decades of raising children, losing her husband, and moving through life, Doris collected memories. Boxes and boxes of them. Cards, letters, souvenirs, her children's baby clothes, stacks of old photographs. She didn't think of it as clutter. She thought of it as love, as history, as proof of a life well lived. But by 2024, Doris confessed that her home no longer felt peaceful. She avoided certain rooms because they were filled with boxes that talked back to her. They whispered of the past, but they also weighed heavily on her present. Doris's story isn't unique. And that's why today, we're talking about the one category of clutter that steals the most from older women: sentimental clutter. When psychologists study clutter, they often point to how physical mess creates mental stress. But sentimental clutter does something deeper. It holds the heart hostage. Every card, every trinket, every old sweater asks a question. Do you still love this? Are you willing to let this go? Doris once told me, "I feel guilty even thinking about throwing these away. It's like betraying my memories." But here's the science. Research in cognitive psychology shows that memories live in us, not in the objects we keep. In fact, when we're surrounded by too many sentimental items, we actually blur the emotional meaning. They become a pile, not a treasure. Doris admitted that she had so many boxes of keepsakes she couldn't even find her husband's watch when she wanted to show it to her granddaughter. That's the silent burden. Instead of honoring memories, sentimental clutter hides them under weight. Let's talk about what happens when this clutter builds. First, there's stress. Studies at UCLA showed that clutter increases cortisol, the body's main stress hormone. For Doris, every time she walked past her spare room filled with boxes, her body tensed. She said, "It felt like the room was sighing at me, like I wasn't doing enough." Second, there's guilt. Many older women tell me they feel guilty for even considering letting go of their children's old belongings or their late spouse's clothes. But guilt is a heavy companion. It doesn't keep love alive, it keeps pain alive. And third, there's fatigue. Decision fatigue is real. Every item demands a choice: keep it, donate it, toss it. Over time, this endless decision-making exhausts the brain. That's why many seniors give up halfway through a decluttering attempt, leaving things just as they were. For Doris, the cost was clear. She avoided her own spare room, and she avoided hosting family gatherings because she didn't want anyone to see the mess. The clutter was stealing not just her space, but her confidence. One day, Doris's daughter gently asked her, "Mom, why don't you ever go into that room?" Doris paused. She realized she wasn't avoiding the room. She was avoiding the feelings inside it. The grief, the guilt, the weight of decades all pressed down when she opened those boxes. That question was her turning point. Instead of trying to clear everything at once, Doris chose one small step. She picked up a single item, a faded sweater that belonged to her husband. She asked herself, "Does this piece carry the love, or is the love already in my heart?" For the first time, she saw the truth. She didn't need to keep everything to keep the love. That moment changed everything. Doris created what she called her memory box. Just one small container where she placed the most meaningful items: her husband's watch, her daughter's wedding invitation, and one baby outfit that still made her smile. Everything else, she let go. It wasn't easy, there were tears. But she said something powerful afterward. "Now, when I look at these items, I feel peace instead of guilt. My memories feel brighter because they're not buried under piles." The science backs this up. Decluttering emotionally loaded items reduces rumination, the cycle of replaying the past in your mind. That means more mental clarity, more energy for today. And something beautiful happened for Doris. Her spare room, once avoided, became her reading nook. A place filled with sunlight, books she loved, and quiet peace. She told me, "I didn't lose him. I found me." What can we learn from Doris? That clutter isn't just physical, it's emotional. And releasing it can give you back more than space. It can give you freedom. Here are lessons other seniors discovered when they took the same step. One man donated his late wife's clothes and said, "I thought I'd lose her all over again. But instead, I felt closer to her." A woman who kept just one of her grandmother's recipes instead of a whole box of old cookbooks said, "Cooking became joyful again." Another senior, after sorting through photos, created a single album for her grandchildren to enjoy. She said, "Now they actually see the memories, instead of boxes hidden in the attic." So let's return to the question, what is the only thing seniors must declutter? It's not expired medicine, not clothes, not papers. It's sentimental clutter, the objects that trap you in guilt, grief, or exhaustion. If you do nothing else this year, release the items that make you feel stuck in the past. Keep only what truly honors your heart. Start small. One drawer, one box, one object. Ask yourself, does keeping this bring me peace, or does it weigh me down? That single step can be the doorway to freedom. Doris's journey shows us that decluttering isn't about erasing the past, it's about making space for the present. Your memories live in you. Not in the piles of clothes, not in boxes stacked in the corner, not in souvenirs that collect dust. They live in your heart, in your stories, and in the people you love. The seniors who took this step never looked back. They found clarity, peace, and energy for life again. So tonight, I want you to try this. Choose just one item of sentimental clutter. Decide its fate, with love, with gratitude, with courage. Notice how you feel tomorrow when that one piece of weight is gone. And if this message touched you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend, a sibling, or someone you know who's been struggling under the same weight. And don't forget to subscribe, because here, together, we're not just decluttering homes. We're creating lives filled with peace, joy, and freedom. Because you deserve nothing less.